Welcome back to the Tacomaholic channel, everybody. If this is your first time stopping by and you love everything related to Tacomas, make sure you subscribe now so I can get some sleep at night. Now, the mini mod style videos I have are certainly popular, where I just go over small things I've installed on my truck. Each thing not really big enough or cool enough or popular enough or whatever enough to make its own video, so I just clump like 3 to 5 together. Today we'll be doing the same thing but for like mini projects, so I won't be installing anything on the truck, just sort of changing, tweaking, modifying stuff that's already on the truck. I believe this is the first sort of mini projects video I have done on the channel, so if you like this style of video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below and let me know. Now, everything I'm going over in this video has sort of been recorded. I didn't just record it yesterday, it's been recorded over weeks, if not months. So in the background, when we're going over the truck and stuff I've done to it, if you see the truck sort of going through changes and stuff like that, that's just because it's older footage. I haven't removed anything from the truck as it currently sits right now. So let's dive right in. All right, guys, first mini project for today's video is to replace my Diff breather relocation mod hose, just because on one hand, this is a clear hose and it is disgusting looking now after almost 5 years of use, just cosmetic of course, but also because since adding the 12-inch Travel King shock relocation stuff, check that video out right here. These are in danger now of getting pulled out because I guess I ran them a little short. They were fine for my old suspension, but now at full droop, it feels like it was like right there at tugging this out. So I got this kit. It is 10 feet of black hose that will obviously look better. I'll make sure there is plenty of extra slack for the droop. And it even comes with some of these like hose clamp ends. So I will just remove the old hose here with a few tools. I actually have this routed up through the frame, you know, sort of zip tied off, and then up into my bed cubby, which I'll show you in just a second. And I got it sticking out right there. I know a lot of people sort of do it either to the tail light or the fuel door over there. I went ahead and chose the bed cubby just because, I don't know, that just seemed like a good thing to do for me. So go ahead and get this swapped out real quick, show you the finished results. And you guys know the routine. If you want to get the exact same kit for the same purpose, I'll put a link for this thing down in the description below. Well, it turns out these clips are too small to go around the union down here that comes off the Diff. I haven't checked the top yet, but I guess it doesn't really matter. But I just reused the stainless steel hose clamp I have here. Still looking okay, I guess. It's 5 years old. Today's actually the 4th of July. Otherwise, I'd probably just run up to Home Depot and grab some new ones. But I'm feeling lazy. The store's probably closed anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get this routed up through the frame and finished off. Well, as it turns out, Home Depot is open on the 4th of July, which is awesome. Shout out to you guys. I went ahead and got a pack of new stainless steel hose clamps. I'll go ahead and replace this one because I have OCD about certain things about my truck. And with a clean stainless steel hose clamp down here, I'll be able to sleep tonight. Go ahead and snip off the excess and tuck this away back here. That was way easier than my vasectomy. And here's the new line, guys. Right here you can see plenty of slack I left here. I did put a zip tie on it just to keep it attached to this wire loom, just because I didn't want it sliding over to the right here and maybe risk like rubbing some of that metal and wearing it away. And then I just sort of looped it over the wire loom. Again, plenty of slack here in the middle. Again, zip tying it right here just to keep it a little secure through the frame. And if this is going to show up on camera, up to the back side of the cubby. That looks totally dark, so I'm not even going to be sure if you're going to see it, but I already had my hole drilled from the previous time, just fed that through and pulled through the excess. And if you guys are also curious about doing this, like I said, I will go ahead and put a link for the line down below. Even though those clamps didn't work, the line's still a good price. And I'll link the 2 unions, the one that comes here right off the Diff, and the other one up top that attaches to the other end of the hose that actually allows it to breathe. All right, guys, for the next little mini project, also obviously back here along the rear axle, this wire harness right here, I believe is for my e-locker. It plugs in right here, and that's where the e-locker is, if you did not know. I just recently had my truck on the rack getting the 35s mounted, and this was at full droop, and it looked like it was right on the verge of breaking free. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this loose. You see it's got this protective wire loom around it from Toyota. There's just one little like zip tie clip right here. I think I can just pinch that from the back. Not sure if it's going to show up on camera, and push that through. And then this one, there's like a little lever clip. If I just get a screwdriver in there and lift that, that should come free. Those are just holding that to the top of the rear diff right here. So Once those are loose, that'll give it an extra couple inches of travel just for some peace of mind, because obviously don't want this thing tearing free on the trail. That would be the one time I would actually need to use the E-locker. And pop both of these loose on here. If I guess I'd probably get like a ½ inch or an inch of travel, because obviously there's a wire going to either side of the axle down there, and that's still a little bit tight. And here's the other one. Not going to mess with those, but just like there is this easy clip right here on the bottom, there's another one right up here on the top. I went ahead and loosened that too, and probably got another inch. And this is a little loose now, maybe a little too loose. I might just throw a zip tie under here. There's a hole right here on the top of the bracket just to secure that, but while it's hanging, get a little more travel there, so that should be good for this, just for a little peace of mind out on the trail. And next mini project update is a very quick one. I recently installed these front center console Molle Pabs from OG Fabrications. Link to the website right there. Link to the video install right here. And it came with like regular silver hardware and white spacers that push the panel out from the plastic right here where you mount it. Went ahead and swapped that out with some black hardware. You can see these are 1 inch long 10-24 bolts if you're interested in doing the same. I got them at Ace Hardware. They just use a hex bit. I can't remember what type. I think H5, but obviously you can get other stuff. And these are the same spacers back here. Again, like I said, they were white. I just cut off some of the like heat shrink tubing you use for electrical wires and use my heat gun to get those in place. And it's definitely subtle, but it makes a huge difference in my opinion. And there are 5 bolts and spacers for each side if you guys want to do this. And the next little mini project is right up here on the roof rack. Give me 1 second. Oh, I'm getting old. Don't get old, guys. All right, so I didn't film the process, but I did adjust my up top overland roof rack. I love this thing, but apparently over the past year or so, it sagged a little bit. If you didn't know, at least on the second gens, like the back of the roof is sort of curved back and the front curved forward, so the high point is in the middle. And you can probably see, if it's going to show up on camera, the clearance between all the crossbars here. On these middle two right here, initially we gave ourselves about 3/16 of an inch, and it sort of sagged over the past year to where it was actually contacting the vinyl, sort of just rubbing it. I'm not sure if it like wore through to the paint underneath. I hope not. I went ahead and adjusted that back up here on the attachment points. It's just a nylock on the outside and I think an H4 hex bit right there. So I loosened them all up, put something underneath just to space it up perfectly, like just a piece of wood, and tighten them back down. Made sure they were extra tight, so hopefully it doesn't sag, but since I know it's definitely a possibility now, I will keep more of a closer eye on it to keep that from happening. But that is the gap right there. You can see about 3/16 of an inch, so, and I like stood on it and tested it, and it should be fine. Really just mentioning this for you guys in case it doesn't really matter what brand of roof rack you're running, just to keep an eye on that so it's not sagging and of course maybe rubbing into your paint, giving you expensive damage to fix. And that will just about do it for this video, everyone. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.